While the PlayStation Store's Days of Play sale definitely has all the attention right now as far as great PS4 game deals go, there are also quite a few physical deals that have been popping up that are rather good. A lot of them actually beat out the deals that are available as a part of Days of Play. I know a lot of you guys just prefer your physical copies and hard copies of games over getting them digitally, so I want to cover some great deals that are available right now. And on top of that, we have a brand new action platformer that has just dropped on PlayStation 4 quietly. It looks pretty good and want to give it some attention. We'll talk that in just a little bit, but first of all, let's go over the great deals available right now. First of all, let's take a look at the deals available on Amazon. Persona 5 Royal is seeing its deepest discount yet. It is down to $39.99, so it's down to $45 on the PlayStation Store, a little bit cheaper here. This game is obviously amazing. This is arguably the best JRPG of all time, and that's not even too big of a stretch, given the fact that Persona 5 was already considered to be one of, if not the best JRPG, and P5R is taking it to another level. A lot more content, way more refined content as well. You've got gameplay tweaks, story extensions, new characters, you name it. As an upgraded version, Persona 5 Royal has it. If you remember what P3 FES was and then Persona 4 Golden, Persona 5 Royal, how it upgrades Persona 5 is even greater than those games. And I know that the original Persona 5 is like $8 these days as a digital purchase on the PlayStation Store. However, just save up the money and get Persona 5 Royal. It is that considerably better of an experience, even though it's substantially more expensive. You want the definitive Persona 5 experience, and Persona 5 Royal is absolutely going to give you that. And at $40, I think it's a great buy, especially given the fact how much content you're getting out of this game. And it's one of those titles that, yes, even though it's a little bit zany, it has its Japanese nuances as well. I think if you've never played a JRPG and you've never been super into Japanese titles, you can get into Persona for its quirkiness, its charm. It's just got a lot of that. And for $40, again, I think it's a pretty good buy. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is down to $35. Actually just started another playthrough of this. I don't know why. I was just in the mood to replay this game, and I'm having a great time once again going through it. This is an awesome game. Story is compelling, visuals are great, and the gameplay is solid as well. Depending on the difficulty level you pick, there's actually a solid level of challenges as well. And yeah, if you put it on max difficulty, it's a pretty hard game. If you want to take it a little bit easier, the easiest difficulty is a breeze, and you can just enjoy the story that way and still enjoy all of the environments and locales. $35, I think, is a great buy. Obviously, this is single player only, but the single player is quite long, around 10 to 14 hours of gameplay if you do take your time, and I really enjoyed my time with this one. Respawn did a great job and really reestablished that EA can actually publish a good Star Wars game, although Battlefront 2, to be fair, is now quite a good game as well. But $35 for Jedi Fallen Order, I think, is quite good. Alright, next up, Steins Gate Elite is down to $25. Now, Steins Gate is one of the anime that I really enjoyed. I'm not big into anime these days. I had my phase when I was younger, and Steins Gate is definitely one that I really enjoyed. A great story about time travel, human loss, and relationships. Just a very interesting story with a lot of nuances and layers to the story. However, as good as the Steins Gate anime was, if you really want to understand the complexity of the world of Steins Gate, you really should play the visual novel, and Steins Gate Elite is a pretty good way to do so. This one is refined, a version of the visual novel, which also includes anime scenes and things of that nature, so it's quite good. $25 for it is really good. Obviously, this is a game that is super light on the gameplay. You're not getting into this for like high-octane, action-oriented gameplay. You're going into it for a narrative-driven, visual experience, and $25 for it, I think, is quite good. And if you want the complete ending to the game, it is a little bit difficult to get. You might have to look up a guide and things like that, but the game itself, great story. And if you've never watched the anime, go and give the anime a look. It's one of those anime that probably wouldn't be a great anime as a first-time watcher, but if you're into anime, Steins Gate is one you should absolutely have on your watch list. Next up, Monster Hunter World Iceborn Master Edition is down to $39.82. This is a really good buy. It's Monster Hunter World, and it's the Iceborn expansion. You really can't go wrong with it. Monster Hunter World is a fantastic game. Iceborn adds a lot of content to it and is exactly what expansion packs and DLC to games should be. Capcom did a great job with MH World in keeping that game updated and fresh with new content already. Then they decided, hey, we're gonna give you this big content update, Iceborn. It's gonna be at a price. However, that price was easily justified given all the content that you get, and $39.82 for it, I think, is a great buy, especially considering the base game already is packed with content. Iceborn is just an extension on that. New location, new gameplay elements, is just really good all around. Next up, I know everybody and their mother probably owns this at this point, but Marvel Spider-Man Game of the Year Edition is down to $19.99. This includes Spider-Man as well as the DLC. The DLC is pretty good. The City That Never Sleeps mistakes. Not quite as good as the main game, but worthwhile to play as well, and it gives you some tidbits and story pieces that are probably going to slide into the next game as well, so $20 for it is pretty good. And I know a lot of you guys played Spider-Man, but maybe you didn't play the DLC, maybe you got rid of the game or whatever you did with it. Well, you can go back, get the game and all of the DLC for really cheap now, so that's a pretty good buy. Death Stranding is down to $30. Now, obviously, this is available a little bit cheaper on the PlayStation Store. I believe it's down to $24, but if you do want it physically, this is going to be your best option to get it that way. Death Stranding is a really good game. It's obviously a very, game that a lot of people are going to really like. A lot of people are not going to enjoy it, but I myself, I loved it. I'm a big Norman Reedus fan as well, so obviously that enhanced the game to me. But yeah, it's UPS delivery simulator with one of the most gorgeous worlds that you're gonna find in a video game. And I really should stop saying that it's UPS delivery simulator, because that makes it sound like you're gonna be driving around. No, it's a mailman walking simulator with a gorgeous world and a relatively interesting story. $30 for it, I think, is pretty good. Paying $60 for the game and it being like a little bit of a crapshoot on whether or not you're gonna really enjoy the title might be a little bit daunting, but at $30, definitely a bit more justifiable. Alright, moving on from that, Doom Eternal is available for $40 over on Best Buy. I believe this deal is actually available on Amazon as well. Let me give you guys a quick heads up on whether or not that is. It in fact is, so you can pick it up from Best Buy or Amazon. Pretty good. Doom Eternal is really good. One of my favorite games of the year. I'm not ready to say it's my game of the year at this point, even at this halfway mark. Final Fantasy VII Remake came out, P5R came out. There's a lot of contenders for game of the year, but Doom Eternal was a really good one, and if you're into visceral first-person shooters, you're gonna really dig it. Game also has a variety of different difficulty settings, so you can enjoy it exactly how you want. Wasn't a big fan of the online multiplayer, but hey, just like Doom 2016, that campaign was so good, and I had such a great time with it, that I think for $40, it's worth a buy. Gravity Rush 2 is available for $9.99 over at Walmart.com. Gravity Rush 2 is awesome. Unfortunately, this game was a little bit of a commercial blunder, but critically, it did really, really well, and the game itself is awesome. A follow-up to the PS Vita title, Gravity Rush 2, takes that game, makes it bigger, visuals are better. It's a PlayStation 4 game built from the ground up for that console, so obviously it's going to be better in those regards, but really unfortunate to see that this franchise really never resonated at a higher level. I thought it was such a fantastic game, and I highly recommend it, if you have never played it, to definitely go out of your way and pick that up. Now, it is $9.99. You are going to have to crack $35 for free 2-day shipping, so that is something to note, but otherwise, $9.99 for a physical copy of that game is pretty good. Also, do want to note that if you're looking to extend your PlayStation 4 hard drive space, Western Digital Easy Store 1TB external hard drive is down to $50, an extra terabyte of storage space. Given how big games are getting, I think that is pretty good. Lastly, I do want to note that on Best Buy and your favorite e-tailers, that they are running the Days of Play sales, at least a lot of them, the deals that Sony really went on for the physical side of things. $9.99 on a lot of PlayStation Hits titles, so you can get those physically as well. So have a look at that if you are interested. Alright, moving on from that, and lastly, I do want to note that the action platformer Skeletak is now available for PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC, and it's a game published by, guess what, Konami. So yes, it looks like Konami is kind of getting back into the video game space, but more so to publish indie titles, which is rather interesting. But publisher Konami and developer Ukuza have released the action platform Skeletak digitally for all major platforms. It's a game that says, save the underworld in a fun and unique action platformer. Being dead is not so bad when you have the underworld to live in, a magical and expansive world inhabited by quirky, charming, and sometimes deadly inhabitants of the afterlife. The underworld also includes Aftervale. Aftervale is a happy hub where the dead come to spend eternity and come to terms with their time alive through remembrance. You play as the hero Scully, a pretty charming character in his own right. The game itself is $19.99, so a little bit on the pricier side. Nevertheless, I think the visuals are quite good and very interesting in terms of the uniqueness of the visuals. I think it looks quite good, a very charming look for the game. Cool setting. Wanted to give that a mention because this is a game that's definitely going under the radar given everything going on right now, and most of the attention being towards the announcement of the PlayStation 5 and when we're going to see the reveal of that. A game like Skeletak is probably going to go to the wayside, and hey, being a game published by Konami might make it so people are already a little bit weary about picking it up, but wanted to give it a shot because the game does look rather interesting and pretty good. Maybe not one to pick up right away, but add it to your wish list and maybe down the line pick it up when it is south of $10. But that's going to conclude this video. Again, a lot of great deals available right now. A lot of deals on Amazon, a lot of deals, of course, on Best Buy and the PlayStation Store as well. Days of Play is going on, and we will be covering that a little bit more in depth over the weekend, so be on the lookout for that. And Scale Attack is available now for the PS4. That's going to conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.